Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, man, the big boys, when it comes to boxing, man, anyone has a puncher's chance, right? We just have to be real. And these heavyweights understand that at any point in time in a match, if they get touched by their opponent, there's a chance they could end up defeated, being knocked out, looking crazy on TV. But that's a risk these guys take. They take the risk of potentially being brutally knocked out, right? Now, when it comes to Anthony Joshua, you can see that Eddie Hearn has a plan for him. When it comes to Usyk, you can see his team kind of has a plan for him. But when it comes to Andy Ruiz, fortunately, he's over there on PBC. They don't really have a plan for him because they want him, because he's supposed to be fighting Deontay Wilder. But when you look at Deontay Wilder, it sounds like they really don't have a good enough plan for him. He's supposed to be fighting Ruiz. Now, this is the thing, right? Wilder only wants high-risk, high-reward fights. Andy Ruiz is not a high-risk, high-reward. He's high-risk, low-reward. Now, if you want to factor in, when he and Ruiz fight, it's for the WBC eliminator, right? So whoever wins goes on to fight the champion, whoever has the WBC belt at that time. So that being said, one could argue that Andy Ruiz is high risk, high reward. But I'm going to tell you now, Deontay Wilder, he wants to get paid like all fighters want to get paid, and they all deserve to get paid. But the kind of money that Deontay Wilder wants is just not there. It's just not there. And he is a reason why he's looking for other promoters right now to come in and save this fight. Now, for those of you who are saying, well, why would he go to another promoter? And what's the benefit of having another promoter come in for the Ruiz-Wilder fight? Listen, I'm going to tell you this, right? Because another promoter could come and give a whole lot, and bring a whole lot more money to the table and can avoid the purse bid. You see, when they go to purse bid, that's what sucks. You know what I'm saying? But when you get someone who swoops in and they say, I'm going to give X amount of money, I'm going to put X amount of money up for this fight, then you avoid the purse bid. But the way it's looking right now is Wilder Ruiz is heading towards and I say that laughing, not because it's comical to me. It's because I know when fights go to purse bid, man, this isn't like when Triller, most boxing promoters, right? First of all, there's I think it's like $15,000 a fee they have to pay just to enter into a purse bid. Now, if they lose the damn $15,000 fee. If they win the purse bid, well then, hey, money well spent, right? But that's the thing about these damn purse bids and these different promoters, and when some of them are so reluctant to go to a purse bid because you get the kind of mom and pop type, promotional outfit. They won't even think about coming out here trying to go into a purse bid for these big type of fights because their pockets aren't deep. And that's why you see some of the same promoters getting those fights, over and over again. It's all about money, man, because these small mom and pop type outfits, they can't afford to put up $15,000 and lose it. But when you look at Wilder and Ruiz, who is going to save the day here? Because obviously there's something going on with the money. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I personally think Wilder beats Ruiz if he fights like the old Wilder. And what I mean by that is using that jab, keeping his distance, and then just basically blinding Ruiz with that jab. Sometimes he can throw that jab out there, single jab with speed, double it up, and then a half jab. He don't even commit all the way just to get Ruiz to react a bit and then blind him and then come with that big right hand. But he just can't fall into him because that's when Ruiz is like a damn snake, man. Like you get too close, he's there coiled up. You get too close, and then he just knows when to spring into attack. And it's like this man is an octopus, It's like you have 1,000 arms and 1,000 fists coming at you, man. And that's where it's gonna be. It could be all downhill for Wilder. I mean, you have a lot of people right now who are going online, or going on record, and saying they respect the ability of Wilder, but they have even more respect for the ability and skill set of Andy Ruiz, and they feel that Andy Ruiz has learned from his losses. He's got a lot of experience now. He's with a new trainer, and some people are picking Ruiz to beat Deontay Wilder. And I'm saying, man, where'd that come from? But if Deontay Wilder is fighting like the new Deontay Wilder, wanting to get low and throw a jab to the body and get in close and throw a left hook with his chin up in the air, like those are things that I see that scares me when it comes to Deontay Wilder fighting. I don't like that. And I'm going to tell you, although Wilder is regarded as the most dangerous one-punch hitter, maybe in boxing history, but right now, especially in the heavyweight division, right? If Wilder is in there making those kind of mistakes that I've seen him make, right, Andy Ruiz is going to capitalize. Andy Ruiz, something that I noticed when he fought Luis Ortiz that Andy Ruiz has worked on. He's worked on a very short, over-the-top right hand. If you get in close and chest to chest with Ruiz or shoulder to shoulder with Ruiz, or your feet are within like 4 to 6 inches of each other, where he has enough space to get that shot over the top that you don't see, he's going to hit you on the top of the head or right there on the temple. And he dropped Ruiz like 3-4 times. He dropped him like 3 times with it and hurt him another time. So I noticed that's a shot Ruiz has worked on. But the only way for him to get that shot off on Wilder is Wilder has to give it to him. And what I mean is Wilder has to come in there and take it to the stupid and try to jab to the body or get in close and work the body and stuff that he has no business doing against a short fighter with short arms like Andy Ruiz. But if he makes that mistake and gets in there, Andy Ruiz is already a little coiled up rattlesnake, he's going to get bit. And there's no anti-venom for that shit that Andy Ruiz puts on opponents once he gets in close and he lets them damn combinations go. You're going to end up a victim. Same thing he said what Andy Ruiz do to so many opponents. But everyone talks about AJ. I'm not talking about AJ. I'm going to talk about that opponent that Andy Ruiz fought before the first AJ fight. It's a European fighter, man. I can't remember his name. I could Google it real quick. I'm not going to do that. I'm just telling you. You go and look, go and look at that fight. Andrew, matter of fact, I might as well pull it up since I got y'all right here. I'm gonna pull it up while I'm talking to you because it's driving me crazy. Because so many people, I don't think everybody really, let me go here, understand Andy Ruiz is not a fluke. I think Wilder beats him no problem, but I just don't like these improvements that Wilder's making. I just don't think is necessary. But I'm about to tell you the name of that guy Andy Ruiz fought, man. I'm pulling it up right now. Okay. Alexander Dimitrenko. Alexander Dimitrenko. He was 41-3 at the time. And go watch that fight. It was on 2019, April 20th. Alexander Dimitrenko. You go watch that fight, Andy Ruiz against this Dimitrenko guy, and then you're going to see something. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder, I think that's one of the main reasons why he doesn't really want to go in there with Ruiz. Because one, money issues. Two, he's a low reward. Now, Deontay Wilder and Ngannou, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder and Usyk, those are high risk, high reward fights. Those are the fights he wants. The man is heading into retirement. The man's 38 years old. You think this man at age 38, with everything he's accomplished in his boxing career? I know some people say, oh, what did he do outside of Tyson Fury? And then some people argue, what did Tyson Fury do outside of Wilder? I don't think that's an argument at all. I just think Wilder at this point in his career should be making big money. But, there's a drought out there. There's a recession out there. But my thing is, who's going to pick up a fight? First, how's he going to get out of the Ruiz fight? I guess he could if he just doesn't want to go and fight Tyson Fury, which I honestly think Deontay Wilder does not want to go into a fourth fight with Tyson Fury. I don't think he wants it. I don't think his team wants it. I just don't think that's something that they want to do. I don't think they should, to be honest with you. But if he's going to walk away from the Ruiz fight, why don't he just walk away from it and really make a strong push for the Ngannou fight? You're not going to get Usyk. You're not going to get AJ. Go after Ngannou. That's the fight to make. Quit nickel and diamond out here and go after Ngannou. Ngannou against Wilder, it should be a huge crossover fight. He can lock in a 2-fight deal, one in the boxing ring, one in the MMA and the MMA octagon. That is what I think Deontay Wilder should do. Because now he's going to get the attention he needs. He's going to get the build-up he needs. He's going to get the money he wants. He's probably fighting a really cool place, Saudi Arabia or Africa or something like that. And I think he'll be motivated because I just don't. How can you be motivated going to a fight against a guy like Ruiz, right? Knowing once you beat him, you got to go back in there against a guy like Tyson Fury, who you feel cheated. You feel there was corruption behind the scenes. You feel that they basically were trying to kill you. They didn't want you to be the champion, right? These are all the things that Deontay Wilder has voiced at a point in time. And now you're going to go back in here with the same guy that really you're hitting a wall going in there with him because Tyson Fury can fight. Deontay Wilder did do a lot of damage to Tyson Fury too, but Deontay Wilder took a lot of damage in those fights, man. I just can't see Deontay Wilder being motivated to want to go back into that, especially if he's looking to have another, five more fights. So his next fight in Ngannou, maybe he fights twice. But let's say he goes and fights Ruiz next. That'll be his second fight, 4 fights left. Then if Fury's still around, he fights Fury. And one more time, that's his third fight. The type of damage that he could take in a fourth fight with Fury, which would make the third fight in Wilder's 6th fight, goal before he retires, right? That damage may be irreversible. The type of damage he already took across those 3 fights, the type of damage he took, especially the second and third fight, is irreversible damage. And that's the stuff that doesn't show up to years down the road. And I know he knows that. That's why he's been talking about certain things since he returned to boxing, especially the Helenius fight and everything. There's things that concern him because he just don't get beat like that and take a beating like that and end up being normal. You know what I'm saying? In boxing, it's not that one shot that knocks you out cold. It's that consistent, the repetition of blows, is getting hit repeatedly, hard shots, not going down, being too tough for your own good. And Wilder showed all of that. Don't get me wrong. You got a lot of support, a lot of support from people who hold him in a very high regard because not many people are built like that. Like, honestly, you had to kill Deontay Wilder that night. And he almost ended up getting killed in the ring. It was vicious. But who's going to come in now with money being the issue? Where does he go? With him and Shirley Finkel, we know boxing's a business. I mean, can they swallow their pride? And Eddie Hearn doesn't care. We all know Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn doesn't care about a damn thing. All that man care about is his money. Eddie Hearn to sit there, man, let the bygones be bygones. Now he'll have Deontay Wilder on Matchroom, Anthony Joshua on Matchroom. He got a good relationship with Usyk. He'll have Hrgovic. He'll have Zhang. Hell, who knows? Next thing you know, he picks up a few more PBC heavyweights. And then Eddie Hearn has control of the heavyweight division because one of those guys could clip the winner of Usyk and Fury if they ever fight. And Eddie Hearn, it just keeps elevating himself, you know what I mean? Leveling up. But I'm just not sure, there's a lot of pride there, man. You know what I'm saying? But if Eddie Hearn is talking that money, hey, $100 million deal here for you to come and fight AJ. 2 fights. Hey, you passed up on it before. Hey, let's see about making that happen now. You and AJ, Saudi Arabia, but you got to sign to me for, I don't know, a 2, 3, 4 fight deal. You're unhappy with your promotional company. Y'all know Eddie Hearn's a smooth talker, right? And I think right now, especially if he's looking at retirement, I say jump ship. Some people may not agree. I say, man, forget the loyalty. Jump ship, man. You're not happy. You're 38 years old, man. Jump ship. Go over there with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's fighters get paid, man. Go over there and get that money. If not Eddie Hearn, you're looking for another promoter to come in, man, and pick up this Ruiz fight. I know they'll be interested, but again, it's got to make sense. I mean, I'm going to ask you guys, right? What money is there for Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder that would entice a promoter to come in and say, PBC, wow, your own promoter doesn't want to pay you the kind of money you think you deserve? What are we going to BLK Prime now? I mean, that's what we're doing? Or Lou DiBella going to come with his little twisted mouth and his little side smirk and little earring in his ear? What are we going to do? Who's going to come in and save the day? Triller? It's frustrating. But I feel bad for Deontay Wilder because the man, but at the end of the day, what he came into doing boxing, he accomplished it. He should just retire. If he's this frustrated, just go. I don't know if he owes, PBC a few more fights. I don't know. But if you're that frustrated, just go. Just go. You know what I'm saying? Don't end up, man, jeopardizing your health for, I don't know, man. Like I said, nickel and diamond, man. Get out of boxing. You say you don't ever have to work another day in your life. You say you make more money in your sleep than you do in boxing. I mean, if you have it like that, then what are you doing? Like me, when I retired, I set things up a kind of way, man. I've never returned to work. I may go this year because I got my eye on a G-Wagon and some other things, depreciating assets. But all the appreciating assets, that's locked down. But what I'm saying is, at least have a plan. But his health is on the line because he got to get punched in the face. My health is on the line because I got to go ahead and potentially deal with some, these cockle-holes in the workplace. I'll be working from home, but it's still stress involved. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that right now. But I tell you what, if I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. And to me, if he doesn't like it, why do it? But the biggest fight to me to make is Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. That's the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing. So if you're not happy with your situation, hook up with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn will come and promote that fight. He sure as hell will. He may pay them a little bit more than what they would be getting. He'll promote that fight. But the deal may be, hey, look, sign to me for a 3-4 fight deal. And in this deal, the first fight, we'll give you maybe the winner of Hrgovic and what's his name, Joyce. Maybe we can work that out. And then after that, you go and you fight, Anthony Joshua twice. And then you end up fighting maybe 3 times if it's depending on how they win. If it's 1-1, then they fight 3 times. Then he ends up fighting Zhang or whoever else, maybe an opponent of his choice. That's what I think he should do. I know some people may not agree with that, but the biggest fight to be made in boxing, you're getting a chance to come back out there, man, and make that money that you walked away from. And I could understand him walking away from it, talk about transparency, Shirley Finkel, they just, they could have been dealt with better. But he has an opportunity here. I just don't think he should blow it. I just don't. Because if not, he's going to sit here messing around. And Anthony Joshua, and Ngannou are going to fight. Deontay Wilder's in a good position, man, if he chooses to leave PBC. I'm telling you, if he goes over there with Eddie Hearn, I'm telling you, I think Eddie Hearn will help the Bronze Bomber more than what Al Heyman and those guys were able to help him as far as money. I truly believe so. You guys can say I'm wrong, but I'm telling you, Eddie Hearn's got connections in Australia. He just signed a deal out there. He got connections in Dubai. He just signed a deal out there. He got connections in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eddie Hearn is planting seeds everywhere, man. This man is promoting different events in boxing and events outside of boxing all over. Eddie Hearn is on his way. Deontay Wilder might as well jump on in and take a ride before he retires. But that being said, makes you wonder how much Malik Scott's playing into all this, you know, and what Malik Scott has to say. Because for the most part, Malik Scott's Deontay Wilder's mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder speaks in code. Deontay and Malik Scott kind of decodes it and tells us what Deontay Wilder means. So that's kind of like their relationship. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, man, in my opinion, Deontay Wilder, you got some work to do. Figure it out. But he only wants high-risk, high-reward fights because he's looking to retire. And I'm sure he had a plan in his mind for every fight that he would be fighting. Across 6 fights, I'm sure he had a plan. He probably making, 20, 25 million a fight. Do 6 fights and then, just cruise off, sail off into the sunset. But that's not quite how it's going. And he seems to be frustrated. Because I don't know how much he made for that Helenius fight. But I'm pretty sure it was next to nothing compared to the kind of money he got for Fury. That's just my opinion. To see him frustrated and then to see the fact that he's not satisfied with the kind of money they're talking about for this Ruiz fight leads me to believe he's like, nah, y'all got me the first time, y'all not going to get me a second time. It's not going to happen. But that being said, man, and also something else I said in the video that I honestly feel, and I could be wrong, but I said this in another video, but for those of you who maybe haven't seen it, I'm going to say it right now. I honestly feel over there when it comes to these fighters on PBC who are getting paid, I think after they have, like say Deontay Wilder, he fought Helenius, I think he had to wait till the next big name on PBC fought a pay-per-view fight, and then they used the proceeds from that pay-per-view fight to come and back pay a guy like Wilder. And then now you got that PBC fighter who's kind of in a holding pattern waiting for the next big PBC fighter to have a pay-per-view event so they can come down and pay them. I honestly think that's what they're doing. I don't know that to be true, but I honestly think that's what they're doing. And that's why it's so long for these fighters to get all of their money, because they have they're just waiting to have these different events to take the money from that event to come and back pay people. Now, I don't have any proof of that. I'm just a common sense man thinking outside the box, having a conversation with you. But that being said, good luck to my boy Wilder. Shout out to the veterans, and I'm in the breeze.